I was thinking about it today. I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen him in so long.
I just can't. Okay.
Now, are you going to get your whistle? Are you ready?
Oh, yeah. Get it.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Not Well. I'm Bobby.
And I'm Jim.
And we're here, we're queer, and we love you.
And we're feeling fatter than normal, and that's why you shouldn't wear horizontal stripes.
I said you were skinny, though.
It's the horizontal stripes, maybe.
I literally just wear black every day now. Like every episode, I'm like, I'm gonna wear my black T-shirts again. I have like 7 of them.
I did get a compliment from Matt. He was like, "Black looks so good on you," and I'm like, "I think it just looks good on everyone."
Yeah,
but I never wear it, so he was in shock.
Yeah, you don't ever wear black, really.
I just don't like black. I don't like. I need colors. I need brightness. I need.
See, I like black, and then like if I'm going, let's say we're going to like some kind of event, then I'm gonna wear like outside, like a beer festival or whatever. Then I'm gonna wear like a colored glasses or something. I like doing those moves sometimes.
Or a little colorful flannel,
or like colorful shoes.
Oh yeah, I like that too.
So
okay,
but black makes me feel skinny, and that's the name of the game here, folks.
So does my puss blanket.
Oh, same. And these are actually really nice today for some reason. I don't know.
Feels
cozy.
Cozy.
Make sure you subscribe or share with your friends. We always love the new listeners, and welcome to our new listeners as well.
There's a few of you out there.
There is a few because we've had an uptick again. Make sure you call us 614-721-5336.
614-721-5336. Did you glance down and look at that?
No. I wrote that actually. No, I actually wrote that. I actually, when I typed it out,
I was like
614-721-5336.
You're actually getting better at this.
I'm smart. I broke out over the weekend, so excuse my fucking.
Did you eat chocolate?
No, it's called the South.
Remember, people always used to say that, like, I can't eat chocolate.
I'll break out if I eat too much chocolate.
No,
it's like, girl,
I don't even know. It may be true. I just always thought it was fake.
I actually.
Did you hear that? You never heard that?
I've heard it, but I think it's a lie.
I think it's a lie too, but I remember like several female friends being like, I can't eat chocolate. I break out.
I think that's just an excuse to like.
These poor females are having so many hormonal changes throughout the month that I'm like, I think they're just like eating random things and then being like, it must be that. It's like, no, it's your estrogen going this way, your
up and down
going
and back.
This way. It's like, it's always a mess with the uterus.
It seems like it's
and ovaries. Like it's always a hormonal mess.
Always. I feel like women, I feel really bad for women.
You get like 4 good days a month where you're like, I
feel great. And that's when you're
wonderful.
Like, yeah. And then
it's like, oh, here it comes, the PMS.
The PMS. And then I'm bleeding everywhere. And then, oh, you want to fuck me now? Like, oh, can you imagine? Like your pussy just goes through hell. And it does this until you go through menopause. Then you have a whole other set of things where you have to get like,
you're having hot flashes.
You have to get like bamboo sheets to like, I mean,
cool down
sheets.
You're like, I'm sweating all the like, I remember like right when my grandma went through menopause because I was like still a young teenager. I remember when my aunts started going through it, and it's like hell.
It's hell.
Like they can't even stand in the kitchen without sweating through a shirt.
And meanwhile, guys are like, you don't do enough around the house. It's like,
right. I'm like, well,
actually, your whole body is just basically killing itself every day. I don't know.
Sabrina about that because she was like, I have to like take a day off from boxing because my period started.
Cramps.
She's like, you guys do not understand what it's like to have a period.
No,
like men would lose their shit.
Oh, we would
every
be
month.
So grumpy. Can you imagine?
Every month.
Don't fucking talk. I'm already grumpy enough, and I don't have a period.
Period.
And that's on God.
Yeah. So I don't know why you're breaking out, but.
Here we go. Oh, I do, because I was in the South. I was in South Carolina this weekend.
But the sun usually clears you up.
Yeah, but when it's muggy, it's already humid down there, babe. And there's I'm bit every. Wait.
What? There's bugs out?
Yes, I'm bit everywhere.
March.
I'm bit all over my legs right here. Like, I mean.
So why were you in Charleston?
I was at a gay wedding.
Wow, in the South.
In the South. Yeah, it was kind of it's kind of like
it's a choice.
An oxymoron, or is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's
like gay wedding in the South. Like Charleston has like one gay bar, I guess. We didn't go there.
It's probably boarded up.
Let me just talk to you
what's
about
it like in Charleston with being gay? Like I feel like it could be.
I think it's scary. It reminds me of my childhood. It reminds me of being gay in the suburbs of Atlanta in the country redneck areas and being like,
yep,
yeah, like I just got really.
You had to get butch.
I had to not say a word. And then every fucking Uber driver there talks.
Oh, no.
Where are y'all from? What are you doing? I'm like, okay, look, I don't want to talk on this ride. And every Uber ride we took was like 30 minutes because we were at Folly Beach, which is like 40 minutes from the goddamn airport. and then 25 from Charleston. It's just
so you weren't in the city, like the old part
only
of town?
one time. Only one day.
Oh, weird.
So on Sunday we went to Charleston.
Yeah.
That's why we stayed till Monday, because we wanted to do like the whole like but of course
it's Sunday.
Of course, you know me in travel too. My belly just starts hurting. I almost threw up sushi again. Went to a sushi restaurant in Charleston. I was like, okay, let's try it. Way better than Park City.
Yeah.
That rice at Park City was a problem. And I wonder if it was like
literally they had fish on the menu in Park City. I was like, well, I've never had this kinmei, and I've never had this. And I took a bite and was like, oh, this fucking rice. It was stale.
It's like that.
It was like literally, I'm like,
do you think it's the altitude?
It needs cooked more. Like I have
it
to be able
wasn't
to chew
sticky
the
at all.
rice.
It was like going to Kroger and getting their sushi where it like falls apart. Like
sick. Yes, like the cold, like the rice that's been chilled and not thawed.
It's so gross. Like I don't get that.
But
like,
you almost threw up sushi in Charleston too.
No, so Charleston, I was like really full, and I'm like, Michael, I'm not hungry. He's like, well, this is a nice dinner. Well, it was a very nice place, and as you know, the Southern show, Southern Charm, is filmed there in Charleston. I've never watched it, but apparently it's like a Bravo show that's like all like the crazies. We are sitting there, and the woman's like, "Welcome to Oak New," or whatever the fuck we were at. Like,
okay.
Da-da-da-da-da. And all of a sudden we hear, "Hey!" We see somebody jump onto the bar. I mean, I'm talking, this is like a nice restaurant. This is not trash. Like, this is like nice.
Okay.
And
my God.
somebody jumps in the bar. The bartender's like, get the fuck off of him. Da-da-da. There was two dumb straight guys fighting each other at the bar at this fucking sushi place on a Sunday night at 8 o'clock.
On a Sunday night.
8 o'clock.
Like,
yeah. So at that moment, I was like, well, this is
it's the toxic masculinity in the town. Like, it's just boils over every once in a while. Like, I gotta fight.
Yeah,
I
like,
gotta fucking fight.
It's almost like if I can't, this is
like, what? I can't.
Oh, yeah.
If I can't get it up with my wife, or what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, I feel like it's a lot of little dick white guys who used to love to have slaves in their lives, like their ancestors, and they all had little dicks. And so now they have to fight each other to feel like relevant.
They can't beat anyone up. So now the descendants of those slave owners are a little
And
like,
there's a lot of money like that, I guess. Like, there's a lot of people with, like, they call it plantation money. So like it's generational.
They owned all this land,
all the land, all
so
the
they
farms.
had all the farms. So then they can sell the land as they want.
But there's also a thing called we
have to remember, like, Jim Crow was like 40s, 50s. Like, people were still sharecroppers, black people,
I know.
on land
like
owned by white people.
Like the help.
Yeah, like
Remember
that was
Help?
only people's parents ago.
Yeah, like it wasn't
because like my parents were born in the 60s.
We're getting a little older, but yeah, I mean. But still, like, it's not that far ago. Like,
it's like your parents or grandparents could have been that way if we were in the South.
My grandparents absolutely.
If your grandfather wasn't a pilot.
My grandfather was a pilot, though, and he was from the North.
That is so scary to think.
So, yeah, it was very, it gave me very, like, fraternity meets racism meets.
Oh, my God.
But there's a lot of history, so you're like, I want to understand the
and
history.
There's, like, cute colored buildings. And
but
you're
they
like,
call something, like, there's a market there that they actually still call the slave market. And I don't think it's called the slave market, like, on the writing, but that's what people refer to it as. And apparently that's where the black people would be brought in from Africa, and they would house them there and then auction them off. And I was like horrified.
My God.
Actually seeing it freaked me out.
Oh, yeah. It's like a concentration camp.
It was kind of
in America.
Yeah, it was like
you're like, oh, just cage them up, ship them off, get that baby away from that mom.
It was just too real for me. I was like, oh,
they're like tearing apart families. Like, this is fun.
Like,
let's go down and buy some slaves.
Yeah, like they're like, up on the auction block next, we have a 6'5".
Yeah,
it's like what?
Like that was just completely normal.
It's horrifying. It actually is horrifying. Like it.
But I have a feeling like it couldn't have been completely normal. Like there had to have been a lot of people who were like, this feels wrong.
Is it kind of like school shootings?
Yeah, it's a little bit wrong. This is wrong, but we're not going to do anything about it.
Well,
it's not that.
It's fine. You know what I mean?
We got to bring the black people culture. So, I mean, it's like that's what people were justifying it as. Like,
and apparently people in these markets, there's some like African descendants. I don't know if they're like, I think they grew up in Charleston or whatever, but they make these baskets there that are like traditional African baskets and stuff. I'm like, I just don't
like
feel
it's a
right.
Theme park?
Kind of. That's what made me
that
feel
place should be closed the fuck down and just a historical site. Like, I don't want to buy a trinket from a slave market.
Right. Like, oh, I got this woven basket from some black lady in the market. It's like, you're still like, yeah.
Oh,
so, I mean, overall it was
so
okay,
problematic.
but it was like,
it's just one of those towns that makes you a little iffy. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how to describe
I've heard it's fun in terms of the food scene and like,
the food is
the
amazing.
buildings are neat, and the weather's fine.
It's like coastal. It's like intercoastal. It's like there's palm trees, but it's like, oh, no, I don't know. And then it's just like, I just don't know if I'm gonna get murdered at any point being a gay person.
Yeah, like the frat boy
It's the
vibe
frat
is
vibe.
not good.
I'm telling you.
It's so dangerous.
It's like if I'm telling you, it was so freaky to me. I'm like, this is weird because they'd all walk.
I can just picture like
I'm
pastel, like long sleeve shirts rolled up,
yeah,
tucked into white shorts, and then like belts, and then boat shoes. And it's just,
and that's on God.
And that's Charleston.
And that's Charleston for you. So it was a good place. I say you should go there. However, don't fly Delta down.
Okay, wait,
I've got to go off on this really quick.
You have the worst travel luck.
So,
but why?
Okay, so I do. I think it's official. After this, I was like, it's me. I'm the problem.
I like fly around places and never have
What's weird is when I'm alone, nothing happens. Always when I'm with somebody else or when I am telling you right now, I almost went fucking apeshit on a goddamn fucking flight attendant. We're getting, okay, so we go from Columbus to Atlanta. Great. Everything's great. I bring my bag on, my duffel bag, carry it on. It fits perfectly in the overhead.
Well, yeah.
No problems. Probably the size it's supposed to be. So I'm like, okay, we get to Atlanta. I'm coming on the plane. So I decided to hold it like this.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to hit people with it. And I was like just trying to like keep it in front of me.
Polite.
I get, sir, you can't get on the plane with that bag.
What?
And I go, I'm sorry. Like I was like, are you talking to me? Kind of deal. And she's like, that's way over the 41-inch regulation for the FAA. And, you know, and I go, so I look at her, I go, so this is my connecting flight. So I was actually on another flight that they didn't say a fucking word about it. And and she's like, well, I guess I'm just one of those people that just follows the law. And I go, yeah, I guess you are. And then she proceeded to tell me like, then I'm like, oh shit, I have my CPAP, I have all my medicine.
Yeah.
So I have to, in the front of the fucking plane, it's a big plane too. It's like bigger, like where, you know, when you get on.
So it's not even a small one with smaller overhead. I was like,
huge.
is it one of those one
No,
seat,
it's the ones where you get on in the middle and the left side is first class.
Yeah,
and
no,
I was
absolutely not. Those overheads, I have seen people bring full luggage on.
Yes.
I'm talking this tall, this wide, like, and fit it up there.
The bag looks bigger, but it's a duffel bag, so it folds in on itself.
Yeah.
Okay, what the fuck ever. So then I'm like up front now. People are getting on the plane behind me, and I'm not small. So as you know, people are trying to get around me, and I'm trying to dig out my fucking medications, my weed specifically, thank you.
Yeah.
And also my CPAP. So then there I am with my CPAP and my fucking toiletry bag, walking to the back of the plane. And then she's like, well, we'll get your bag and put it in. And I'm like, this is horrifying. So then the bitch doesn't, she's like, I'll bring you your bag tag. I go, okay. I went back to the seat, and I think she was scared because I was talking to my girl. I was like, I fucking hate this bitch. Like, she's lucky.
Literally.
She's lucky I'm not one of those psychopaths.
You could have yelled. Yeah.
I could have been like.
You could have been like, I literally. Well, I mean, that's what people would say. I just took a flight with this bag.
Like, why would I. If they would have said this in Columbus,
you would have rearranged things.
I would have been fine. I would have been like, okay, makes sense. But when I get on one plane and it's one way and it's a smaller plane.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm done.
Like, what?
So I was fucking pissed. So then she doesn't bring me the tag. She has another bitch bring it, which is fine, whatever. She doesn't serve me. She won't look at me the whole time. She's like scared of me. So then I get off the plane. I stare right at her. I was like, what am I going to say to this cunt? And I was like, I really want to say, bless your heart, honey, or like something really Southern and shitty. She looks at me and she goes, hey, by the way, thank you so much for your cooperation earlier. I go, no problem. Like a little cunt. Michael like laughed and ran because I was like, the way I said it back was like, cunty.
Panicking.
So anyway, her name was probably Jennifer, this dumb bitch named Jennifer or something, because she gave me Jennifer vibes. Like, I'm the one at school that's
Jennifer. I guess I follow the law.
Yeah, it's the girl that's
not really a law. It's like they give you these recommendations, but then are you going to enforce it amongst everyone? Because I guarantee there were people with
every bag that came by, I go,
42-inch bags.
I go up.
Bigger bag, too big.
Cello. Okay.
Oh,
God. Go ahead, bring on the plane. I was so, oh my God, I was so fun. And these bins are huge on this plane.
Well, that's the thing.
This is so stupid.
You could put a body in one of those bins.
So then we had to wait at the fucking Charleston airport for 40 minutes to get the bag. And that's why I was pissed.
Yeah, and that's why you're like, I just brought this.
I just wanted to get there and go.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was my story.
So that's Delta.
That's Delta. That was my big weekly story.
God.
Now, what's going on in your life, Bubby?
It's just wild. Oh, okay. So since we talked last, remember I was very... You
were down last episode. You were a little.
I was just tired.
You were having a moment, and it was
having
okay.
a moment, and it was justified.
It was justified.
And then the universe was listening, because the same thing happened to Sabrina. So after we recorded Friday, then Sunday night, Sabrina and I were going to go to this very good restaurant, and we were like, let's get a cocktail before. So we went to Alibi. Well, we're at Alibi, and these two guys come sit next to me, and they're both really cute.
I can confirm.
And I was like, hi.
All of a sudden, little Jimmy boy's back to being social and back to meeting new people.
Little Jimmy's a little whore. And so I talked to them. They convinced us to duck out of our $125 dinner per person. And so we did. And we went to a Betty Who concert. I don't know how I'm queer and I've never seen Betty Who. Have you ever seen Betty Who?
No, but I almost sent you a picture of somebody that we know that's like showed a picture of before and after, like 10 years ago or something. Yes. And I
fucking knew that's what you were saying.
And I almost literally texted me like,
this is my now, and 10 years from now, I'll be like,
I was gonna be like, oh, these fucking gays at Betty Who. And then guess what I see? Your story. And there you are at Betty Who. And I'm like, oh, that little cunt.
I've never seen Betty Who. But she's actually amazing.
Like a random thing. That's cool.
It was a random. That's cool. I was just like,
I like that.
I like this guy. Like, let's go to Betty Who. So Shea Coulee came out first, which was neat.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like, I don't even know any of her songs, but like, it was awesome. So I'm like, okay, Shea Coulee. And I should have done a pronoun check because I'm not sure.
They, them?
They might be they, them. I forget about Shea. You know, with the drag queens, it's hard because like when they're in drag, you're like,
I always call them
is
she.
It she? But then it's like some of them have transitioned outside of drag.
That
like Gigi Good.
Like got Mick.
Got
Milk or...
Got Mick.
Got Mick.
Oh my God, I was like, is it?
No, wait, I was like,
they're always in black and white.
Right, so Got Mick, is a trans man who then... So when I'm like, drag. She, I'm like, wait, is that offensive? Because she's a
trans man.
Yeah.
You're right. And that's why I'm not sure with Shea Coulee, but Shea Coulee came out first. Fine. And yeah, Betty Who was amazing. So that was a Sunday night, by the way.
So do you have
I just want to say.
So is faith restored in the universe or?
Yeah. I hung out with this guy again and it was really fun. We went out again and had a blast.
In your hole or in hit? Well, wow.
A lady never shares her secrets.
That's true. No, I mean, obviously, like.
But it wasn't mine.
New friends are always fun to meet.
So I'm in trouble.
You're not in trouble.
Yeah. So that was like a great time.
No, I think it's good.
Time.
I think it was
the universe listening. Like if you complain enough, the universe will listen.
But it wasn't just complaining. You were really.
I was really tired.
I think you were like.
I was tired of Columbus. I'm not going to lie.
You literally said you're like.
I'm so sick.
I'm just done.
Yeah, I'm just done with Columbus.
And you still can be done. I mean, I
still can want to move occasionally.
I think what it breaks down to is that I think you need to keep doing. I think you need to go on some solo trips again.
Yep.
Because you were doing that a lot.
I was exploring
before COVID, and it was like you would go away. And
I did like 2 a year at least.
Yeah, at least 2, and you would be like, "I'm gonna go here and do this and do the food," and you would do whatever you wanted. You'd come back so refreshed, but like not mad that you were back because you were able to like.
This is okay. So maybe I do need. You're taking a solo trip, so maybe I should take a page out of Bobby's book.
I think everybody needs to take a solo trip. To be honest with you,
agree.
So everyone needs to go jerk off in the woods. Because that's what I plan on doing.
That's what you're doing.
Yep. Pictures in woods.
So let me see what else has happened.
Yeah, tell us.
Okay, here's some things that I realized.
Okay,
and this has come into my mind after the past like few times I've been out. I think all of us should stop drinking, but not just that.
I agree.
But like, if we don't stop drinking, can we please get like a 0-calorie alcohol? That's what I'm really after. Like.
Okay. Like a Coke Zero, like a beer Zero.
Yeah, because I'm like realizing that I love eating so much, but then I'm drinking 1,200 calories.
Drinking's really bad, just
alcohol.
In general. Like
even if you spread it out, you're like, oh, 5 hours.
Like orange juice.
But then I'm like, wait, I had 3 or 4 drinks over like all evening and into 2 a.m. And then it's like that translates.
And then you drunk eat.
And then you drunk eat. And it's like, why didn't I just... So we need a 0-calorie alcohol, which I did think, I'm like, well, that's what Xanax is. So we don't want to do that. We just want like a drink. No. We just
want a drink. And that's what I think maybe that's Delta 8.
That's very popular.
So that's why I like doing that maybe like in between. But then I get really goofy. So I'm kind of like, I don't know.
You don't want to get too goofy.
You don't want to be too loose with your lips, honey. Well, I sound like I was from Charleston there. I don't want to get.
You went up to the frat boys. You're like, you like loose lips? Because I got a couple.
Bella. You could do the Charleston accent really well.
I bet I could if I went down there.
No, you could.
Do you think they would accept me?
Yeah. I don't know if we would go down with your nails painted, but I guess also I want you to be your authentic self. So I don't know.
Okay, wait. The green screen.
Oh, that's kind of fun. Yeah.
Fucked.
Oh, he has no fingernails now, honey. None. He's all part of the background.
So my nail person, Carmen, she's amazing.
Yes.
And I have to tell you, I go to Lacquer Bar, and Carmen for the first time on Monday did chrome, so that's why they look metallic.
Yeah, I like it. They're shiny.
I'm obsessed.
It seems like you're just going to go to her also just for like chit chats. Like it sounds like she's a good person to like.
She's a great person.
Have in your corner.
And now I'm picking my nails. So we got to
So Carmen,
bring
if you're
focus
watching,
off of the nails. Carmen, it's not my
it's
fault.
not. He's got his nervous tick.
Carmen is trying to start a family with her husband, and they're in the adoption process.
Okay.
And it's hell.
Oh, I'm sure.
And yeah, so she's got to do all this paperwork, all this shit. And they're a queer couple, so it's even harder.
Oh yeah. So no like Christian-based places are helping them. They're having to do like, and it's so much. I can't.
There it is. And you have to have the money,
is
like the
dumb.
money to your like. I'm trying to help a kid.
It's like $30,000. Like I'm not even fucking
So
kidding.
stupid.
After the hospital bills, after all that shit, you have to pay for the
And then we
mother to
have
do shit.
Thousands
it's like,
of kids in foster care. It's like,
but then also
why?
we want to ban abortions, but yet we're not.
Yeah.
Hey, we have, so you want me to adopt a kid for $30,000?
I can't.
What? It makes no goddamn sense. Sorry, it doesn't.
So the whole system is stupid.
It's fucked. Everything's fucked. Everybody sucks.
Yeah, it's just a mess here. It's a mess here. It's like the poor Canadians. It's like living in an apartment above a meth lab. Like you're just like,
It's
oh,
like,
is this
it's
what's
kind of
happening?
like it's like we're the middle floor
yeah, you're like, oh,
because you have the Mexicans. Because Mexico is not doing so well.
I know.
It's
I'm like afraid to go back.
It's very dangerous.
Like I can't believe I was in Tulum like a year ago. I'm just like, do.
Very dangerous right now.
Like so, randomly people are just getting kidnapped and killed.
And they're diverting flights now. Like,
yeah,
it's like
it's like
I saw somebody's post like we're on a plane and they just said don't go to Cancun. I'm like
I was in Mexico City in November,
right?
Just like a few months back,
right? But you also said it was a little.
There were areas,
moments.
There were
right.
moments where you're like.
So we have those people in the basement. We're in the middle thinking we own everything. We stomp and we hit their fucking. We were too loud.
We're making way too much noise. We're
on
loud.
both ends.
We're loud.
We're loud. And the top is Canada being like,
they're just trying to get through. Like, God,
fuck,
damn it.
God, we have to deal with these dumb people south of us. Like both of them.
Honestly, if I were Canada, I would build a wall.
Yeah,
Like I would just put the wall up. Put the fucking wall up.
You
like
know how long that wall would be though? Fuck.
Oh yeah, it would have to be. It'd be
Honey,
a big, thick wall.
It's too thick and too long.
Oh yeah. So that is my life right now. I did learn a new phrase this past week that I wanted to share with you.
Okay, let's share the phrase of the week.
It's a Palestinian phrase that Sabrine said. So I think it's Palestinian. It may just be like a phrase she learned.
Okay.
But she said back home when they see someone who might not be the most attractive, they say, I hope she's kind. I died.
Now that reminds me of the South. That's a bless her heart.
That's a bless her heart moment. I hope she's kind.
Wow.
So now when I see like
is great.
Oh, I hope he's kind.
I hope she's kind. I hope they're kind.
I love that phrase.
Now I absolutely love that. That is.
I hope she's
so.
kind.
Are Palestinians really like cunty Southerners?
Yes, they actually are.
Okay.
Like her grandma used to say a phrase that I don't even want to say in Arabic because you can't really bleep it if you have to. But basically, like she said, her grandma would be making food for them all. And like some of them would like, eat outside the house and then come home and her grandma had all this stuff ready and they would be like, oh, I already ate or like blah, blah, blah. And her grandma would say a phrase and use the exact word. Well, like our neighbor's pussy is better than ours. Because like you went to someone, you went to
another
else.
pussy, right? So you
went somewhere else.
So
You're
going.
better.
Oh, that's hard. That's like, oof.
That's
like Italian grandmother.
Her grandma said that to her, and I'm like, how old were you at the time? Like my grandma would never say the P word.
Yeah, okay. So in translation, is it pussy or is in translation is it like just like vagina?
Nope, pussy. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, because I've said that word in Arabic to like other people who know Arabic, and they just they're like, what? What?
I know in Farsi, man guskan is I farted. And that's my phrase of the week.
And that's on God.
And that's on God.
And happy
hope you're
Nowruz
pretty.
to people last week.
Hope you're kind.
I hope she's kind.
We hope you're kind.
I hope you are kind because I know a lot of people out there, and you're not.
People are not kind.
People
like
are not.
Jennifer on the Delta
Because
Airlines.
you can be ugly or you can. I mean, you can't be rude and ugly. You have
Correct.
to be one.
Get it together.
Thing. Okay.
Let's do a voicemail. We have a voicemail, and I haven't actually heard it at all.
Okay.
So I have no idea.
Queen, yas.
So if you're ready, I'm ready.
Jim and Bobby. My name is Joseph, and I am calling from California, here, Southern California. I guess what I wanted to tell you that's making me not well is that I've found out through Twitter that one of my good friends is a furry. And I guess that's not the issue. I mean, I don't think there's an issue here, but it just kind of throws you off. Well, it threw me off, you know, a kind of loss of innocence thing, finding out your friend is a furry. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but you know, it throws you off the way that you see them. And I guess what perturbed me was that they're one of those furries that have like a huge dildo collection of like different styles of dildos, ranging from human to non-human, you know. And again, it just kind of threw me for a loop. And I guess I'm just more shocked than anything that, you know, they're kind of living this online persona, double life. They haven't mentioned it, so I'm not going to bring it up. You know, it's their right to their privacy publicly on Twitter. But, yeah, I guess I just wanted to tell someone that's what's making me not well. All right. Have a good day, guys.
Oh, okay. Like,
They're not going to say anything.
oh,
Imagine I found out.
Yeah, like my whole is spread on Twitter, and
You're in,
and I have peanut butter being put in there, and guys eating it out.
Oh, because you're a dog.
Or whatever. Maybe I'm a pup. Maybe I'm a big old
You're
pup.
a fox furry, like an orange fur.
And like this caller said, there's nothing wrong with
that alone.
That,
but like, if I found out you were doing that, I'd be like, well.
Oh my God. And can you imagine if it's like somebody like.
I'd be like, what else are you into?
You know, like one of your really sweet, quiet gay friends who like you don't think they're really that sexual even. You're like, oh, okay, like whatever. And they're the ones that are doing it. And they're like shoving dildos in their hole on Twitter.
Well, that's what I don't understand. Like, so non-human dildos.
Yeah. So I think they have like.
So like
corkscrews?
A donkey. Oh my God, a duck dick.
Or
like
something.
A corkscrew
Yeah. Like I think there's
dick.
probably different.
Because those birds have.
No, because they fuck in furry outfits, right? Like that's like the whole thing.
Well, and that part I don't understand either.
I don't either. There's like a hole there. And
like I can't.
Who's hung like a horse
because
like that?
some of these are, like
honey, I can't get through.
Some of these outfits alone are this
Yeah,
thick. So like that takes away that inch or two from there.
It's like
and then
a
the
tip
fur
coming out, and you're like, oh.
So it's just literally going to be a couple inches.
Just the tip.
Like just the tip. So I can't. I couldn't be a furry, and I get too hot.
I'm too hot.
I get too hot.
We
Like
just discussed. Yeah, like
unless there's like an air conditioner built in.
I don't. Think
You know, like the characters in Disney World,
maybe,
they have like built
yeah.
in.
So then, would you consider it? If they,
I just
don't know if
I don't want to be
into it.
bulkier. Like I don't want to be bulky.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like caress me.
Can you imagine me as a furry? Like that's an extra like 8 inches around me. Like I would take up the whole. I think I should be a furry.
You'd
for
have
fun.
to be a polar bear.
I'd be a big old polar bear, but I'd have like a corkscrew cock. I don't know. I fully can understand this though. And I'm fully living for this.
It's a no.
I just don't know how you now interact with this person without
Yeah,
somehow.
I'm not gonna tell him. Like I would have to be like, so.
I actually would. I think confront you and be like,
I'd be like, so what are you doing this weekend?
well, no, honestly, I don't think. I think it. Can you fucking imagine?
I can't imagine.
Can you?
Well, I can't imagine like finding videos of my friend on Twitter like getting fucked by a horse dildo,
like,
and then just being like, do.
Hey, how you
Unless
doing?
they like had an OnlyFans and it was like like a.
To be honest,
you knew
though,
about
if
it.
I found you online spreading your hole and getting horse fucked or whatever, I would
subscribe.
Subscribe
You would
first
subscribe.
of all, right away. A year's
subscription, $45.
Yeah,
that's it for the whole year.
But also, I would be like, hey, you got a second? Like, I need to just like tell you that I've seen you getting fucked by a horse furry, and
Oh my god!
I would have to tell
How
you.
weird would that be?
I'd rather tell you though,
Yeah.
instead of holding the secret of like I know in that closet right now.
Yeah,
there's a
because what
whole
if
outfit.
sometime later in life they're like, I have to tell you something. You're like, yeah, I've known. Yeah, every Sunday I
it's
log
like,
in to jerk
it's
off
like
to you.
Gay. It's like people being gay. Oh my god, it's what straight people felt like when
Yeah,
they're like, I don't think it's a problem being gay, but I just don't know how to say.
and you're like, yeah,
Yeah, well,
I've known.
I do
for,
take dicks in my asshole.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a
oh,
weird
you
reality.
mean like when straight people are like
Like when they find out that
and they're like, yeah, we've known all along.
they're like, yeah, we figured once you
Once I walked in on you.
once you started printing off dicks from the printer on Windows 98.
Wow,
I knew.
I feel attacked.
Oh, honey, I had the
feel attacked.
pixelated. If
You
I
had some in your ceiling.
I
in the
know.
basement.
I just want to go back down there so bad and take the ceiling tile
You've
out.
got to
Like,
take off the ceiling tile, like pull some out.
oh, it's right there. I can just.
Meanwhile, I was. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. Do you think your parents snooped your room? Do parents snoop like kids? I feel like kids snoop.
Yeah.
We snooped all the fucking
Oh yeah,
time.
they had to have snooped.
So we all snooped each
You
other.
would go to school and your mom would be like,
What's this thing?
"What's this sticky little tissue?"
Why does this smell like asshole? Was he sticking this remote up his asshole? It's like, oh no.
No, it was probably like the end of a toothbrush or like the end of the razor.
Fuck.
It's like not too
Comb.
thick.
Like
Speaking from experience,
a banana, but it breaks.
too soft. Yeah,
Yeah.
I found that out.
Yeah. But a cucumber does the job.
Cucumber will
It'll do the job.
maintain.
Just my mom like to really.
What if it like broke off though? Like that never happened, but I'm just saying like
Well,
if a cucumber
could
just
you
went-
poop it out?
No, people like get things stuck all the time.
That's what I find very weird and
Like
interesting about the
I see
asshole.
a lot of Instagram. Like I know it's like
It almost is like a cave.
it
that
can
like
take anything, and then it's like, never mind, we're gonna hold on to
it's
that.
like
And you're
quicksand that then
why?
throws up.
Like, why is a bottle of wine getting stuck in there? Like, why can't you poop it out?
I think because the amount that can go out at once is different than the amount that can go in at once.
Okay. Yeah.
So like your actual sphincter.
Yeah, actual sphincter.
Your sphincter is like tight around the a-hole.
The outside.
Now,
Or
ladies
the-
and gentlemen, work on your Kegels. Work on your hole.
I've been doing them the
Actually, I
entire
too.
episode.
For my dick. Like I really want my dick to be good, soft, and like for camp.
does that help?
Yeah, I read. It gives it more like you're just moving it around more. And
So
actually,
it's
I
like
have noticed a difference.
More control.
Yeah,
or
like it's
it
more
stays
control,
out
but you can
longer.
kind of like you're moving it around.
Yeah,
giving
because
it
you're about
blood.
to be walking around
I know.
soft with other men, just like fully seeing you soft.
I'm the more and more I think about it, though, I just can't.
The more and more
wait.
you think about it, just pretend you're at the YMCA.
Like I don't care. Like I have been naked before in front of men,
Yep,
but it's
same.
just like I
used
want to get
when I was a
uncomfortable
kid,
naked.
We would go swimming at the YMCA, and I remember like going to pee in the locker
Oh
room
yeah,
and just
you'd
being
go
like, yikes.
pull down your. Oh yeah.
I like walk in and like all these men are just walking
Yeah.
around completely and I go, hey Joe, ow, ow.
And you're like, oh no.
I'm like, oh yikes.
yeah, we used to try
Some of
to
it's like, well, I'm glad you have a wife because
because that thing, that old thing,
is hideous.
that little stick.
And it's not I'm dick shaming. It's like the hair around it, like the entire like just lack of care. I don't know.
I absolutely 100%
You know what I'm saying?
agree.
Like they're not even trying. Like
No,
it's like you're
it's
not
a
even.
bush, and
yeah,
you're
it's
like-
just like,
and you're like-
oh. So how did I'm just like so
that's gonna poke me in the face when I'm
clearly
sucking your
you're not
dick.
getting a blowjob because like unless they want to floss their teeth, like there's
You have to like
no
push the hair down
way.
first around it, and then like
and then like a random hair always falls out. And you're
always.
Like, you're like,
Even with people who are very like not that bushy, hair is just there, babe.
yeah, like you got to trim.
That's why, yeah,
People got to trim.
yeah, and trimming
And
helps your cock size.
You look bigger.
You look bigger.
I
You
want to
really
tell all
do.
the straight men listening, like trim.
Trim.
Just trim. Try
Trim.
it out. I'm not saying
And you don't have to-
shave, and you don't have to go this short, but
you just do a little.
know,
You just do a little shave right by the
Yeah.
the shaft
around the
head.
top.
Oh, honey.
side and top of the shaft.
Yeah.
And honestly, it works better if you get hard and then like kind of find
Yes, find the groove.
because when you're soft, like things get wrinkly and there's
Yeah.
extra skin, and you're like, do I need to trim that? Like, no, get hard. Figure out how to frame it.
frame it.
Frame it.
Frame it. It's like
Frame
doing a
your
fade.
dick.
It's like when imagine like getting a fade haircut.
Yeah, like-
you're fading your head.
You want your face to look good. You want your dick to look
Yeah.
good.
So I look skinny when I get the fade down here, honey, and it slims my face. That's what you got to do on your crotch area, and
Yep.
to make it look bigger.
yeah,
Just
I like
the
that.
opposite.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
These are our lessons for straight, and this was all for straight men.
Well, and I think there's some gay men
There's
that
some
could
gay
probably,
men, and you're gonna
use
find
size.
some of them at the camp. You'll see some.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of like
lot of
all
natural,
natural, and they smell.
Oh no!
But then sometimes I wish I could just embrace that, but I just can't. I have a topic that we need to talk about. Let me just see on the agenda.
No. Okay.
I was gonna do like some gay news, but I don't feel like I really feel like I'm going to now. We can just. I mean, I was gonna talk about like.
Oh God, yeah, like
Yeah,
it's so depressing.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't really want to talk about. There was another school shooting, so
it's like I can't.
And
talk
another news. Back to you.
Another fucking school shoot. Oh my God, the pride jerseys. Like we got to.
I am very.
Okay, so you need to update me because I have seen this in the news a lot, and I am not a hockey fan. But like, what's going on with the pride jerseys? Because I always thought it was like fun and like
As a queer.
what?
As a queer hockey fan,
Like, is that a category now?
category is queer hockey. I'll take your puck, and I think that'll be setting. So basically, what's happening in the NHL is they would have these Pride nights, just like they have like Black History Month night,
yeah,
Women's whatever night. They have all these
Black
nights.
History Month night.
Well, yeah, like whatever.
Black History Year Month night.
Couple hours.
We'll give them a year.
So
give them an hour.
And there's in the past, hockey has been very homophobic, racist, very all this.
It's macho.
So they're working on their.
It's like the football of Canada. Like
well,
it's pretty.
it's a bunch of white guys who who are like broy and like even if they were gay, they don't realize it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So basically, they have these Pride nights, and there's usually like a representative in each city. Like our Columbus guy, like there's a group on Facebook actually that I'm part of. But like it goes, they wear these jerseys and they'll tape their tape with the rainbow tape, like their sticks.
Oh, on the stick. Okay.
And they'll wear the jerseys, they'll warm up, and then it goes to a auction.
Oh, cute.
And then that goes to a charity. So it's all
like
for
that.
good. It's all for it's for like youth that have ran away from home because their parents hate them.
Yeah, like got kicked out.
Yeah, like so we're really like it's a very great event for the local areas.
I love that.
Well, now all of a sudden players from Russia in particular,
oh Jesus
they
Christ.
started this. They're
the biggest W of 2023 has to be the hockey player Ivan Provorov, whose jersey is sold out online after he refused to wear a rainbow pride jersey to warm up before his game due to the fact that he is a Russian Orthodox Christian. So
first of all, you're lucky you're here making money.
You're lucky
bitch.
you're here.
Right.
Like, you should go back and fight the war that your president wants to have.
Right. So they're scared for their families back in Russia for wearing gay. Because I guess that's the whole war on Ukraine too. I don't know if you heard that.
That's part of it.
Like they're like, oh, everybody's gay.
They're like Zelensky's gay, and like, and if
it's
he
like,
were,
why? And if he
fine
were,
by me. If he were,
I'd take
bring
that
him
uncut.
here.
I'd take that.
Oh, it's uncut.
Uncut.
He's
Ukrainian.
uncut, and he's a boxer, and like he's. I mean, he's. Oh
he's definitely thick. I think he's got some big balls. Like you're just like,
oh, they're huge.
They're full. They always feel full. You know what I mean?
They fill the boxer briefs.
Yeah. Oh,
like
full,
they fill the boxer
full.
briefs.
So basically, what's happening though is now
the Russian players are afraid.
So the Russian players are afraid, and that's their own. My belief, my Christian beliefs, my Orthodox Catholic, or whatever the fuck they are. They're like, I can't do this. So then now all of a sudden, other players are like, well, my religious beliefs. So there was then a goaltender,
it's fucking religious belief shit.
A goaltender in San Jose. Okay.
For everyone initiative, the San Jose Sharks have chosen to wear a jersey in support of the LGBTQIA plus community tonight. For all 13 years of my NHL career, I've been a Christian, not just in title, but in how I choose to live my life daily. I have a personal faith in Jesus Christ, who died on the cross for my sins, and in response, asked me to love everyone and follow him. I have no hate in my heart for anyone. I've always strived to treat everyone with respect and kindness. In this specific instance, I'm personally choosing not to endorse something, a sexual identity or orientation that is counter to my convictions, which are based in the Bible, which I consider the highest authority in my life. I strongly believe, I feel like I couldn't reiterate that enough. I strongly believe that every person has value in life, value and worth. You guys, my teammates, everyone. I strongly believe that every person has value and worth, and people in this community. And the LGBTQIA plus community, like all others, should be welcome in all aspects of the game of hockey. So obviously, that's kind of my statement.
Let me just say something about this. Your paycheck is paid by pretty much gay people because you live basically in the Bay Area.
Yep.
So a lot of your fans are probably gay.
Yeah,
and you're an
sure.
asshole. You're getting paid millions of dollars by these people, and then you're going to be like, for religious reasons, I cannot wear the jersey. And you're like, Girl, you were just sucking dick last weekend.
The
like
things that people do, and then the gay issue is like, well, because of my religious beliefs. And
it's
I'm like,
but you just had shrimp
your
cocktail.
I'm like, your religion hasn't. You don't actually read the Bible because you're wearing mixed fabrics. You're eating shrimp. Like all these things. You trim your beard. You cut the hair around your temples, which you're not supposed to do. That's all in Leviticus. They don't actually care about the Bible. They just don't like gay people, and they don't want to say that. But instead they're like,
but it's not even that they don't even.
Biblical.
The problem is
It's
they
not.
don't. They can't even wrap their head around. Like they're so dumb.
Yeah,
and
I know.
so sheltered and ignorant that they can't even wrap their head around the fact that people are different, and they probably had these same feelings at some point and didn't understand what it was. And so
Why
now
do I
it's
feel this way?
wow, yeah, it's like, oh, so now I'm going to totally avoid it. Like there was a player, Eric Stahl.
There's photographic evidence of you wearing a Pride jersey in Montreal.
I haven't worn the Pride jersey.
Okay.
Motherfucker, I used to like him and now I don't. There's three brothers. The Stahl brothers are all in the NHL. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay.
So Eric Stahl decided not to wear the jersey because his brother decided not to wear a jersey. But he also then stated, I've never worn a Pride jersey.
Is this the Montreal
Yeah.
player
Yeah.
in the past? I saw a video of. I'm like, no, you're
Yes.
wearing it.
The year before, it was just
year
last
before?
year. Yes, 2021.
Oh, I thought it was old.
No, actually, it was probably 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
That doesn't matter. I thought it was like 30 years ago.
No. And it was just during warm-ups. They don't wear it even during the game. It's just the warm-ups, and then they sign it. His signed jersey went for the most, I think, because he's a really popular player. He's won the Stanley Cup. He's been
Right. You're raising money for charities.
Right. So
you are not going out
you
there.
did it in Montreal, but you didn't do it. And then he like gets called out by a reporter. He's like, I never wore that. And they're like, there's video evidence of you skating on the ice with the Pride jersey on.
And he just can't handle it. He probably
How
just doesn't
scared
say
are you
anything.
of gay people? Like you took that now they are in Florida, so they probably took that don't say gay bill really serious. Like we're in Florida, we're gonna break the law.
Oh my God.
It's bad. We're going to camp soon. I mean, it's
You're going to camp in
because
April.
the other thing that I've heard now all of a sudden now all of a sudden the shooter's transgender.
Oh yeah, they want to talk about
The
this.
Nashville-
I'm like,
so it's like, so
1 out of the 130
Yeah, it's
mass
like-
shootings so far this year is transgender. Well, I mean, trans people are about 1% of the population. So what do you expect? It's literally like, yeah,
that's gonna happen.
it's gonna happen.
Just like there's, but
the
like,
Republicans are like, it's mental health is the problem. I'm like,
so why are you providing mental health? I have to pay $300 to
I
talk
know.
to a lady over the internet.
and why aren't they banning guns being bought from people? This person who
fine.
shot, they bought six or seven guns legally.
Why though? Like, why do you need that
And they
many?
are under the treatment. And family reported that this person has mental health problems, and they're keeping the guns away from the family. The family reported it,
And it makes you
and
wonder,
they still
it's in
legally were able to
Tennessee.
buy 7 guns. So it's like they don't want to pass laws saying mental health issued people. Is that a phrase?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how to call them.
mentally
Because
unstable.
we all have mental health issues, but it's
Sure.
like there are people
These are
where
people who are
it's like
psychotic.
if your family is
I mean,
that
that's-
concerned
that's-
that they're calling police
But isn't that
about
like a
you.
technical term, like psychotic, like psychosis?
Yeah, some of them are probably psychotic.
Yeah,
But it is just so.
I think if you're gonna kill
upsetting.
somebody, you're psychotic. But anyway,
yeah, especially
so
a kid.
but it's just like that's the whole thing, though. It's like now
know,
anything
they-
trans,
yeah.
anything gay, and oh, not me. And it's like, wait a second.
But what about when the cis white men do it? You don't care about that. You're not trying to attack that. You're not trying to outlaw that.
You're not.
All these Christian men are carrying out mass
Military
shootings.
appreciation night on hockey. You're wearing that
Oh.
jersey.
Guess what they do?
They kill people.
They kill people literally. They accidentally
Oh.
kill civilians all the time.
And what we do in this.
Oops,
Yeah.
our drone accidentally bombed this wedding in Iraq. Oh no. Oops.
Go watch Homeland, honey.
Literally all the time we are killing civilians. Our military kills civilians across the world.
We also
You don't want to
send,
hear it, but it does.
Well, the other problem I'm seeing with the military, if you really think about it, is we tell poor people to go fight in a war.
Because you'll get your college paid
You'll
get a
have
home
housing.
loan.
You'll probably end up with
Yeah.
some wife. But what happens is then these people are
They
still
come back
mentally
with
ill.
PTSD. They come back with
PTSD.
a limb gone. They come back with scars for life, and we're just like,
And they didn't have the
"Come on,
foundation to
Come
begin
on,
with. Right.
The politicians' kids aren't going to war. The rich people's kids aren't going to war. But we like bribe these poor people and people of color into getting into the military.
It's all a bribe. And I understand we need a military, and I understand there's got to be like some
That's
sort
fine.
of, but like,
that's fine, but it's not equal.
but I just think it's kind of sad though. These people,
It
these
is.
kids are dragged in there, and then they
come back. Like we were
Brainwashed.
in Iraq for over 20
It's
years.
crazy.
What did we accomplish there? Like I literally want to know what exactly did we get out of going into Iraq for no reason, by the way, because there were no weapons of mass destruction found. And Saddam Hussein did not cause 9/11, wasn't even related, but it was like 9/11 happened, and then Bush and Colin Powell and Rumsfeld were all saying, look, we've got to get, even the UN was like, no, we don't need to go to war there. And then Bush was like, we need a coalition of the willing. And so he dragged all these people like UK and the Netherlands, all these other countries into a war over nothing other than his father's feelings got hurt. So he wanted to go after Saddam. And we spent 20 years there. We spent $18 trillion there. Like, what did we do that for? And we killed, by the way, we killed over 1 million Iraqi civilians in the process. 1 million people dead just because we had a war somewhere for no reason.
But guess what?
But those people who served there are coming back with a lot of scars from killing people.
And guess what? That general that ordered all that killing, he's a really devout Christian and he hates the gay people. Yes. But yet he's like murdering kids. And you're like, it's fine. The gays are so much worse than murder.
Abu Ghraib, remember the torture going on in American prisons in Iraq?
That is why
we have those images. We have videos. We tortured people there.
That lesbian who's now.
Yeah, we tortured.
Of course, another LGBT
there.
person.
It's like
we're the problem.
It's just so problematic. Our military is so problematic. But we're like, support the troops. It's like, I support the people who are part of a terrible system that takes advantage of them.
Again, we're all, I'm not going to use the same term, but we are all prisoners, I'll say, to the government, like from the start. You're either going to be so poor you have to do something like go murder people and put your life on the line.
Yeah.
You're going to be so smart that you're going to be enticed to then help serve the country by doing things like being lawyers and doctors and all these things.
But you're probably going to have a lot of debt to do it.
But yeah, you also have to pay for that though, like more than normal.
Yeah, like, oh, you want to help people? Well, you need to take on $300,000 in debt in order to get through school.
Yeah, like Michael has never, I mean, I'm like,
literally,
I don't even know why. I'm like,
what?
Don't pay it. Like, I don't even know. Like, to me, it is so dumb. But anyway, and then you have the rest of us. Yeah. And you tell us we need to go to college. Again, we've done this conversation, and I'm not doing it again.
You need to go to college to get a job. What job?
But so you're in debt as well to the government is what you're in debt to too. So it's like,
but then the government doesn't just let you pay back directly with no interest. They ship your debt off to banks.
Yep. That are crashing, by the way.
We're going to bail banks that we're going to bail out when they crash.
Yep.
But the banks are getting like 7% interest off of you and making money off you repaying your loans that you got to do good or to get a job or whatever you were lied to.
To be a teacher, to teach the kids to do the same goddamn shit we're all doing.
And we're
it's
just
like a cycle.
Oh, so they're making money off of me getting debt to do good for society?
And then to teach other kids that they need to go into debt to be able to then go into debt to pay for the next kids that need to go into debt.
And meanwhile, you don't have health care.
Yeah, and
you're
meanwhile,
not guaranteed health care. If you lose your job, you don't get health care because you're not poor enough to get on Medicaid.
Hi, I'm starting a business that I think I could pay myself. And the only reason I don't quit my job is because of the benefits that it gives me based on the government's fucking like
we
health
are
insurance.
Forced to work in this country to get benefits.
Yep.
And the job
whether you're a military person or
you're doing it.
It's blinking. I just had a moment.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so anyway,
young guy.
Back to the pride jerseys.
That's what they're distracting us with. They're like, well, we got to take care of these queers. We got to make sure the trans people don't exist, and we got to.
It's scary.
The drag queens, and we're like arguing over that. Meanwhile, our entire system is flawed.
Well, they have no answers.
And
that's the problem.
Yeah, they don't.
They have no government answers.
Republicans have no answers to like student debt. They're like, well, you got to pay your debt. It's like, but people can't afford to.
All they have passed is trans laws.
All they pass is trans. They're like, if we just keep these trans people from playing soccer with my 7th grade son, this will solve our And then they're like, the border, Biden and the border have fucked up. Oh, they haven't passed a single thing to fix the border. They haven't done anything to fix it.
But now they're going to now they're going to take the shooting, which is not the gun's fault.
Yeah,
it's mental health, and they're probably sick because they're trans.
And there was one person, one shooter was trans, so they want to focus on that.
Yeah,
the rest
that's exactly
of
what they do. That's all they do.
White
they
men,
just
they're
keep running with those things, running with those things.
Yeah, well, we can't fix that because of guns. It's like, right, so do something about the guns. Well, it's mental health. It's not the guns. I'm like, well, everywhere has mental health. Well, not like we do.
It is
so fucking dumb. This country is
so dumb. Actually, like world is dumb. Like society is really fucked up.
Yeah.
And when you think about shows like have you seen Yellow Jackets on? Okay, so the new season just came out, by the way.
I know. I have to like re-sign up for fucking Showtime. I'm not gonna buy Showtime forever. Like,
So, well, yeah, I know.
Right. Like, there's nothing else.
I think it's on Paramount.
Who?
Wait. It's on Showtime, but they
Maybe
keep
it's on
saying
Paramount.
Paramount too.
Well, then maybe I don't
chat.
remember. I just like did a free 30-day trial through Apple Plus or Apple TV.
Yeah, so maybe you'll be able to
And
do
then
it
I
through.
canceled it after I like binged the season.
Right.
Now, do you know it? Did all of them come out at once?
No.
So I'm gonna wait a while. Then,
Yeah,
and
you gotta
then
get it
binge
build
it.
up. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like you see what happens to people. Even like the show on there's another show on Netflix that does the same thing. But people when they get taken away from regular society and
When
have to
you're
form,
constantly under stress.
yeah, it's crazy.
So you put all these people who are under economic stress constantly. You give them something to get mad about that's unrelated. Like that's what the Republicans have given their voters. They're like, hey, these trans
we don't want
people.
them to know. Yeah.
Hey, these
With all the banks are failing. We don't want them to know that though.
These liberals are coming after your kids. They're brainwashing your kids. And then all these voters are like, oh, right. I guess they are. And it's just completely unrelated. But they're like, yeah, we got to keep voting for you. Because we're afraid we're losing power. And it's like,
like you never had power to begin with, first of all.
First of all, you don't.
But second of all, because I honestly think if it came down to it and like shit went down, the good side would still win.
Yeah, it would.
Like there's more people that would not.
We're not participating in this. Like, no.
Well, and also red states have like 20 people to 2,000.
Yeah.
And our blue states,
Right.
that's why they
And
still win
the
elections. Because
thing.
like, yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, go ahead, bring your people.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Do you have a topic or do you have anything that you need to discuss?
What else? Do you have a question about this past week that you like?
I actually want to talk about something really random.
Okay.
It's called Childhood Trauma of the Week. And it's going to be funny though.
Oh.
Because I think it's really quick.
You just triggered something. Okay.
Oh, okay. Do you want to?
So. No, I should afraid.
Why are you so afraid?
Well, basically, I had like a revelation,
Okay.
but then I'm not sure does it make sense or not. Maybe it's not really a revelation.
I want to do like a. I don't know what you were going to say though. I feel like there's something you're like holding back. No, you're not. Like what's going on? What were you going to say? You're like, I don't know if it's relevant. Like, I don't know what that means. Like, you can't just like stop the show.
Well, it was something that we were like I was talking about with Sabrine probably, or like, I don't know. Like we were going over her childhood trauma and like how it's still, I wondered like why it's probably still affecting her.
Probably
And so
everything about.
I'm just thinking of like, I think recently I've been going back through my childhood and like bullying and things like that. And I'm like, oh shit, like
No
that
wonder.
definitely still affects me. And
Yeah.
so,
No, I see how that triggered you.
well, okay. So I was thinking about, people have said things like we've come up with this word a lot recently, boundaries.
Boundaries.
And like testing boundaries or like crossing someone's boundaries. And I'm starting to wonder if because I never had boundaries respected as a child, if I just like have forgotten they exist as an adult. Because I feel like there's a lot of people are like, yeah, you shouldn't say that to them, or like that's rude, or like, well, they
Yeah.
don't like that. And so people have said things to me before like, well, that's just one of my boundaries. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's weird. I didn't even think that you would have that
So
boundary.
you didn't have boundaries with your parents, is what you're saying, or like they didn't.
It was
have
other
boundaries
people,
with you, or
that-
anybody.
I would say parents did.
Okay.
My parents were great, but it was
No,
like
yeah.
being out in school. Like I couldn't even trust walking down the hallway without being shouted, shoved, pushed, things stolen out of the locker room. And then like even like I couldn't change in the locker room
Without
I had to
somebody-
change in a stall because they would throw my clothes on the ground near the toilet if I changed in the locker room. They would take them out of the locker and put them in by the bathroom, or like I think pee on them one time because it smelled bad. But I couldn't tell if it was the floor or if they peed on them.
Oh.
And then like I couldn't sit in a certain area of class. One time I was walking around in 5th grade and someone just walked up and kicked me right in the balls, like just in the middle of like recess. And I was like, okay. So like I feel like I
Okay.
like, I was like, oh, ow,
feels
that
kind of
fucking
good.
hurt.
Fuck yeah.
No, and then in high school the same thing happened, like being pushed into urinals, pushed down the stairs. So like I constantly had boundaries. Like I didn't have boundaries. I couldn't do anything on my own. I couldn't say like, no, you can't do that to me.
Because you just had to take it all the time.
I was bullied all the time. So then I'm wondering if like how that has rolled into my adult life.
I'm sure.
Where I like repress that so much that I'm like, oh, like maybe I should check with that person if me telling this story or talking about this topic is like bothersome to them, or like, oh, I shouldn't share that. Do I overshare?
Right. Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. I'm like,
no, that's a
is
really
that
good
why
self-observation.
I'm like, oh no, like I need to like go to therapy about like the past
because there is
deal
more
with-
things that like you just telling me that kind of shit though really like the urinals and like the pee smell.
like well, that's why I'm like pee shy, but it's not just that. It's like I can't be around other people sometimes because I'm like, oh my God, I have to go because of like
it's
the bullying.
so interesting how people
like I never felt safe anywhere until I like, got my own place.
Do you feel safe now though? Even like
not telling everything, maybe. I think so. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel
I don't
better
know.
now as an adult, but I still feel like there are times where
well,
I'm
you're
like,
still that kid inside. I mean, that's still you need to talk to him.
and when you're tired or stressed, like you go back to that stuff.
and then you, I think it's your body letting you release that energy. So you're like, I'm gonna think of something real sad. Let me see my childhood.
Yeah. So I think I need more therapy
Yeah, I mean,
to talk about it more.
That wasn't gonna be my thing with the but
yeah, you're like, I want a
I'm
random
actually
topic. I'm like, well,
I'm actually really. I think that was like
I
a
think
very
I'm trying to figure out. Sabrina was talking about her
self-aware-
childhood, and so then I was like going back to them. I'm like, well,
because
what?
it doesn't mean your parents. Like when you have
No, it's not
childhood
parents.
trauma, it's basically
My trauma was not really my
It's
parents.
hardly your parents.
Like the
It's
religious
everything.
upbringing was not like them, like even trying to force it. They never even explicitly said like you can't be gay. Looking back, they never said. They just didn't talk about it or bring it up.
Correct. It was,
but
like
they never looked at me and was like, "Well, you can't."
That's my
be
parents
gay.
too. But my dad had a gay cousin, so it was like
Right. Like
okay.
what? So it's just my trauma came from other things, I guess.
That's interesting. Well, my trauma game that I wanted to play was like trauma of the week, and then I wanted to be like, do you remember the basement and walking up the basement stairs? Like, I have trauma from that. From when we would play like tag and stuff, you'd run up the stairs and they would grab your legs.
Yeah.
I could never go to the basement and
I
turn
hated
off
going
the
to
lights
basement. No.
down at the bottom, but
No.
I'd have to sprint up the stairs. So I was scared something was
Uh-huh.
following me.
I could never
chasing
turn the
me.
lights off. If the switch was
Never.
not at the top of the stairs, and even then I'm like opening the door like
But like, what do you think that is? Like, why are we so afraid of the basement?
getting trapped down there.
Like getting grabbed. I guess that's horror.
Well,
That's
it's
a present film.
maybe it's the films. I wonder, but like I am also afraid of getting grabbed, like walking to the bathroom.
Same.
In the middle of the night, I'm like, oh, I have to go pee.
Oh yeah,
Like,
you don't want to jump.
fuck.
Don't you jump over the
I
bed?
usually jump about like 2 feet away. I will jump into bed.
Honestly,
I will kind of like. Now I just do it slowly with my butt, where I like reach and like pull my butt in.
no,
Because
and
I'm afraid of jumping because I don't want to ruin the bed now.
Yeah.
So I have other concerns. I'm like, well, I don't want to make a noise and wake up Matt, and I don't want to like,
and then
I don't want to like
snap
hurt the
the
mattress
bed
or the
or,
bed.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to snap a bed.
so I pray
but
for
I'm
it
like,
every
dude,
night. I'm like, hopefully this holds me.
yeah. I don't know why we hate that.
No, that's interesting though, because like I was thinking about it, I was like, this is a trauma, but like where?
Like, what happened to us where we're like afraid of being?
But is that like instinctual? Like,
or is that because we were bullied? Or were you? Well, you
yes,
were
yes.
in a truck. I mean, but it's like, are we
No,
afraid of
I was bullied. Like
someone just taking control of us, are grabbing us?
yeah. Actually, it's
At
really
any
weird.
time I was.
Actually,
At any time.
I remember middle school, high school. This is what put me in fight or flight. Is these grades where
Yeah, where you would
you
transition.
don't know who you are. You know who you are, but you're trying to deny who you are. You're doing everything in your power not to be that. But then you're also being sniffed out by these people being like, oh, you faggot, or you gay,
Yeah.
and like, oh, you're not going to make the team. Da, 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 da. Like, I didn't make the basketball team, and I was devastated.
Oh, I know. I didn't either. I
made
remember.
first cuts, and I was like, I made first cuts.
I remember that.
I couldn't even look at the
Tryouts.
teachers. I was like so angry at them. I couldn't even look at the teachers. It was bad. At that whole like feeling of like being rejected potentially, or
I was
it's
always
really
rejected.
And actually, this is like
every time I tried out for basketball, I was like, well, the guys on the team are rude and hate me.
right.
So why do I want to play? My mom's like, my dad, they're like, well, you're good though.
and you're like,
And I'm like, yeah, maybe I'm good, but like, I fucking hate it.
I'm good because I have to run from people because
Yes.
my whole life is all about running away. You know what's crazy? I was, I think once you're bullied too, like if you're bullied at a really young age, I don't think you know how to not be not bullied. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I could
Like,
see.
so
I know,
I
you
know,
become a victim,
right? Like you
Yeah.
know it's coming. Like
You're
you
like,
know,
well, fuck it. Like I'm not gonna put up a fight anymore. I'm tired.
Like, oh, what am I gonna do? Like stick
you
up
do.
for
You
myself?
just shut off. Like I'm like I would be like, okay, well that's what they're saying, haha. And and this is another thing I do, and I'm still like I'm trying not to do it anymore, and I haven't in a long time, but dissociating. Like I literally like would leave my body because I would be like, well, I can't hear this right now, so I'm here, but I'm not.
That's
here.
actually scary.
I used to like go. There was a time where like I thought I was sleeping, but I wasn't sleeping. when I would be like thinking about things from school that day and I'd be in bed, but I would actually be thinking about being in another house, like as a different kid of a different family. And like, it was like a warm house. I remember this one specific house because I went to my friend's house and I was like, wow, everything just seems like safer here.
Yeah.
But it's not because of like my house, but I remember them being like accepting.
Yeah.
I think I heard them say a gay thing maybe. And I was like, oh, like, well, this home, you could do anything here.
No, I totally can understand all that. Like,
it was so weird. I would dissociate all the time and be like,
I wonder if I dissociate.
I'm somewhere else.
Yeah, like I used to be.
I think I still do sometimes
I do.
where I'm like, do.
Sometimes
my mind is wandering and it's like, no, I'm really just out of my body. Like I can leave my body very easily. like when I did
So can I, 'cause I'm higher than fuck.
Like when I did the sound bath in Tulum, but that also like does that to people.
Right.
So I was like
when I meditate, I can go out of my
I was
body.
out. Yeah. I'm just like, boop.
I do that with meditating. I really do. Or when I'm really high, sometimes I do.
I've definitely done it with meditating. I'm like, I'm
like
gone.
when I'm high,
I'm out.
sometimes I'm like, am I even a human? Like, and I come up with the craziest shit. And I've been writing it down lately.
But dissociating is a trauma response because
Sure.
it's like leaving the situation.
Well, because you're trying. It's like
Getting
rape.
out.
It's like rape
Get out.
victims. It's like
Yeah,
it's a form of
you see it
PTSD
from
almost
above.
too.
I
Like
know.
it's like it's
This is
traumatic.
why maybe I need therapy. Like I've just started thinking
Okay.
this past week.
Well, here's the thing. That's okay. Like I have
Yeah.
therapy.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, it's not bad. Like the thing is, it's expensive, but like we're blessed, if you will.
Yeah.
So like you should probably really look into it because I think it's good just to talk to somebody different though too. You can talk to your friends
Right.
all day long, but your friends at the end of the day are going to end up lifting
like,
you up.
yes,
Like they're going to
yeah,
lift you up at the
yeah.
end of the day. Like
They might not ask like
they might be
the
like, I don't know if
hard
this is for you,
questions.
but you're going to do it. Like you're great.
That's true. Huh. Good advice.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, good. I'm glad you just got that off your chest. Sundries.
Sundries.
Let's
All
get,
right.
Let's get angry. Go ahead, honey.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's trauma associated with this too, but my sundry is especially the Columbus gays I'm noticing. I want to let you know you can work out and go to the gym without posting on your Instagram story. Period. Like you can do it without it. I know it seems impossible. I know at least 4 times a week you have to do it. I think you're looking for the likes. You're looking for the views. I know you're going on your story afterwards, swiping up and seeing 50 people viewed. And that's fine. But you need to ask yourself, why do you need that? Why can't you go put in the work and not post it? I'm proud of my
Because that's harder.
Why are you proud of it though? You don't need, I mean, that's great for yourself, but you don't need other people to be proud of your body. So you don't need to really post and share. You can just go work out.
Yeah, and it's certain people like
Yep. There's
one
like
thing to
about
post a
5
hot
people
picture
that
of
I'm
you.
like, these don't even look that, like, I don't understand.
I love it when you see them in person. You're like,
I know. They're like,
You're like,
they're
ooh.
approximately 7 inches shorter than they look online.
5'1".
They're not as attractive because it's not the same angle every time. And it's just like weird to me. I'm like, how much validation do you need? I feel bad. Like I want to go up to them and be like, you look great. Like you look great. You don't have to look how you look online. Like you don't have to post these
But they'd be like,
pictures
what do you-
over and
oh,
over.
they-
I don't do that. And I'm like, let's go through your story.
Let's talk about it real
Here
quick.
it is. Every time it's the same.
Oh no.
It's just a little.
Mine is
I don't
actually
know.
kind of on that same vein. Mine is about people on Instagram and Facebook who make a big life change and they're like, okay, I'm going to move to XYZ. We all hear about the process. We find out the acceptance and you find a place and we da-da-da-da-da. The thing that I fucking hate is when it's these people that are like, they move and that same like day almost, or maybe like the next day,
Yep.
they'll post these things like, trust in yourself because you're the only one that knows what you want and go get what you want. And I'm like, you moved to Nebraska. Like, I'm not really sure.
Literally, like what?
So-
like, you didn't get found. You weren't found by like a modeling agency and you moved to LA and
No.
started filming in a movie. You literally moved because your job told you to move to Tampa. You went to Tampa. It's not that big of a deal.
The thing that I think is really funny though is these are also the people that'll post, no one wants to be my friend, I guess,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay.
Always single Forever single.
Always single.
No one
but
wants
then
to
these
date
same
me.
fucking people
like, well,
are the ones that
yeah.
are like, moving here and life is good. Just make sure you have a self-talk with yourself and really realize what you want in life. And I'm like, you moved yesterday, first of all. Like, I know what it's like to move, okay?
It's
and it's
not
not
like that.
fun. It's not fun at first of all because you're like,
You don't know
You don't
people.
know people and you think it's like, oh, yeah. It's different when you're living somewhere and you don't have the like friend reprieve, if that makes sense. So like if I go to a city right now, I may talk to some people, but I know when I get home, I'll have people to talk to.
Yeah, like, and really talk to.
Really talk to you. You have to actually force yourself to be like, hi, I'm Bobby. I'm new here. Like, I need friends. And then you find out like,
Hey, want to hang out again? Like,
Yep.
you have to like get into their lives and make sure they want to hang out with you.
Yep.
So don't like after a week. Come on.
yeah, like we don't need your fucking Mr. Rogers fucking posts saying
Like, I don't need you to leave a Yelp review on the city you moved to a week ago. Like, it's not accurate.
Or, and my favorite too is like posting like, heard this restaurant was the best. Thanks, Mallory, for helping me find this place. And it's like Mallory from work. They just
you
met.
just started Monday.
And they're like,
you just started.
It's like,
and it's like, we know this because we just talked about it.
Right. That's
Your
what-
problems are going to follow you. So a lot of these people, I know people are like making the big change and this life change. And it's like,
and
it's
some
just-
people, it's what they need. And I'll say for me,
I think
I
yes,
needed it. I
yes.
needed to come
Some
out. So that was my.
it needs to match.
There's something that you're going to learn
Yeah.
from it.
But
However,
if you're just going to a new city because you have to,
but also don't preach, babe. We don't need you to preach at us, okay?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Like we don't need you to tell us that life is beautiful and follow your dream.
That's
We
similar
are.
to the gym post. It's like interesting. To me.
Exactly.
It's just
Oh, it's just like
I would
like
never.
that fucker that's like, I used to be fat and eat
Oh
6
my
pizzas,
God.
but now I do.
Oh my god. I know. And
don't
he's
give
like,
a
I'm not fat shaming. You're like,
You're like,
you are.
literally just wrote a
You
fat
literally do
shaming
post after post where it's you
choose you, not food.
when you were
It's like,
fat and then you skinny and fit with muscles and you're like talking about how one is better than the other. But then you want to pretend like, oh, well, it's more about the mental health. That's why no, if it were about that, you wouldn't post pictures. You wouldn't say, look at this. This is bad. So I'm getting a little sick of the fitness trends I've noticed. I'm like, we're really just fat phobic.
honestly, the people that
Period.
try to be like
People are not exercising
than
for
they
movement.
are
People are
not.
exercising to lose weight and get fit and blah, blah, blah. That's the wrong
I know I have a
move.
body type and I know it's not going anywhere.
Right, but you're moving.
Right.
You're
Like I'm
doing
not
things.
I go to work every
That's
day.
what's-
You know, I have
Right.
6 companies. I have a book coming out.
He's
Even
kind of
talk
a big
about.
deal.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That's
we
a
just
good
don't like the
sundering.
internet, and I think we don't like these
Maybe that's
gays
it.
that are fake.
Yeah, I think it's fake gays to me.
We should have a whole episode on
I've
fake
met
gays.
a few and you like meet them and you're like, huh.
Because you think they're
But
this
then I
thing
meet
online.
genuine ones and I'm like, I'm rejuvenated. I'm like, oh, okay. Like
You're
you're
like,
actually
wait,
just
you
a
are-
nice guy. You're just nice.
And usually those are the ones that like aren't
They
very
don't do
mouthy
that.
on. Yeah.
They don't get mouthy online.
It's crazy. And then the ones that you think are funny and cute, you're like,
Like, oh,
oh,
they- oh,
oh my
look
God,
at
he
them.
posted again. And then they're
They're fun.
assholes.
And you
like,
meet them, you're like,
Southern
oh.
Beard, that's to you.
oh yeah.
He's
Like,
mean to me
he's
every time out. I'm
mean.
like,
I know, you're
and
right.
Can I just say
Every-
something?
and-
He's
yeah.
hot.
This is what I'm worried about is the gay lifestyle. I'm always worried I'm going to get sucked into that of like, I got to
It's
get
when
blacked out.
this
Got to
one
get
right
blacked
here.
out.
This one is,
Yep.
I don't know.
Look at it. Yeah.
Right. And now you have a beard like that. But like, I'm trying to find, because I think this is just like 2018. So he was playing in 2018 basically.
What?
Yeah, but look.
For what?
fucking
For like college?
cute.
Oh, he was so cute.
Adorable.
So the gay lifestyle does ruin people.
I think it's
it turns
also-
some of them into shooters.
Yep.
Just kidding.
Some shooters and some.
JK, some people listening are like, yeah, right.
That's true.
like-
I'm telling. Yeah. Anyway. So anyway.
Yeah,
I need to make one.
any fucking way.
I'm gonna do a quick announcement. I am making a book. It's called Barely Boring Book. Barely Boring. I know it sounds weird. It's alliteration. It's supposed to be a little different. Barely Boring Book. And it's basically, I'm saying any photographer, any amateur, anybody who wants to be in a nude coffee table book,
Yes, ma'am.
you can be in the book because I'm making one with all of your submissions and all of like, or I'm going to do my own too, but like,
Maybe
and
on one of the pages,
you want to be on a page?
me or you could be on a page.
Yeah, we could actually.
And no face, obviously.
No, you have to show face. That's the whole thing with the
well,
book.
I could still do it.
So the book also, I want it to be in positions that are interesting. So like a man out back nailing, like working on the fence
Yes.
or raking leaves. Like I want
Yep.
them naked doing
Okay.
things that are like everyday things. I also want to have some daring people. Like if you're daring enough to go, I mean, I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying
We're
to
not
do
going to
it.
say you have to.
But like if you do like a public picture, let's just say, because I like, again, Spencer Tunick, look him up. His work is incredible.
Okay.
So anyway, that's what I'm doing with the book.
Barely boring.
Barely boring. Go check it out. Even though I'm really reaching with this and I'm following my dreams. And we're going to plan our fucking camp out right now. Like we've got to figure out now.
I
Like
know.
it's either Grizzly Pines or Jones Bridge.
Okay. I'll look them up.
Okay. Tonight.
Right. Yeah.
Shimona. Have a great week. We love you.
Now, make sure to give us a call and leave a voicemail at 614-721-5336.
That's
614-721-5336.
I always forget the 721 part.
614-721-5336. Please give us a call and leave a voicemail. That furry voicemail is everything. That was a good voicemail.
And thank you for calling us.
Thank you,
furry.
Joseph. Like,
Like
now soon we need to get Carmen on. We still need to get
Sabrine. We need keep calling in. We love your calls.
Yeah.
Call us back and tell us what's going on. Like, are you going to talk to your furry friend? We need to know. Like, we need to know.
Yeah.
And make sure you share us with your friends again and do all the bullshit you do. And have a good week. We love you. Goodbye. Make sure you're a good person.
Be good.
Be good to yourself and one another.
Be good, but don't post about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Be good, but
don't share it on your story.
Share. Thanks. Bye. Thanks. Back to you.
Wait, Grizzly Pines is where, and then what's the other one?
So Grizzly Pines is in Texas. So we'd have to fly to Houston.
Oh, okay.
That's one.
That could
but I
be-
get
that
that
could
that
be-
one because I read